Welcome, Sagittarius. As July 31st, 2026 begins, you may feel an excitement that you can't quite explain. It's not because something extraordinary has already happened. It's because deep inside your heart, you sense that your life is preparing to move in a completely different direction. The final day of July carries an energy of expansion, hope, and new beginnings. For someone like you, who has always believed that life is meant to be explored rather than feared, today's energy feels refreshingly familiar. It reminds you of who you've always been before responsibilities, disappointments, and unexpected challenges temporarily convinced you to think smaller than your dreams deserved. July has tested you in ways you never expected. There were moments when you questioned whether your optimism had finally reached its limit. You experienced delays that seemed unnecessary. You watched certain plans collapse despite all your effort. You may have even wondered if life had forgotten about the promises it once seemed to make. But the universe never forgot. It was simply preparing you for opportunities that required a stronger version of yourself. Looking back now, you'll begin realizing that every obstacle served a purpose. Every closed door quietly redirected you toward a better destination. Every disappointment forced you to discover strengths that comfort never would have revealed. Today, those lessons begin making sense. The morning arrives with a feeling of possibility. Instead of focusing on everything that went wrong this month, your attention naturally shifts toward everything that could go right next month. That change in perspective becomes your greatest advantage. While others remain trapped inside yesterday's worries, you're already beginning to imagine tomorrow's opportunities. Professionally, today's horoscope shines brightly upon your ambitions. Sagittarius has never been satisfied with simply doing enough to survive. You want growth. You want purpose. You want work that allows you to feel alive. If your current career has recently felt repetitive or uninspiring, today encourages you to start exploring possibilities rather than accepting limitations. This doesn't necessarily mean making impulsive decisions. Instead, it means giving yourself permission to believe that something greater is possible. At work, someone may unexpectedly notice your enthusiasm and ability to inspire others. Managers, clients, or coworkers could begin trusting your judgment more than before. You naturally see the bigger picture when others become trapped inside small problems, and today that vision becomes especially valuable. Don't hesitate to share your ideas. Even suggestions that seem ordinary to you could completely change the direction of an important project. If you're searching for employment, today's energy encourages confidence instead of frustration. The opportunity you've been waiting for may arrive through unexpected channels. A recommendation, an old contact, or a conversation that initially seems unrelated to work could suddenly become incredibly important. Continue believing in yourself. Every interview, every application, and every lesson you've learned has quietly been preparing you for the position that's much closer than you currently realize. Business owners also receive exciting guidance today. New partnerships, international opportunities, online expansion, or educational projects receive particularly supportive energy. Sagittarius has always possessed the courage to think bigger than most people. Today, the universe encourages exactly that mindset. Dream boldly, but support those dreams with practical planning. Great success is built through vision combined with consistent action. Financially, today brings encouraging signs of improvement. Some Sagittarius natives may receive delayed income, bonuses, commissions, or exciting opportunities to create additional revenue. Others may begin recognizing that talents they've underestimated for years could actually become valuable sources of income. Your greatest financial breakthrough may not come from working harder. It may come from working smarter. Think creatively today. The solution you've been searching for may already exist inside your own abilities. At the same time, avoid making unnecessary purchases simply because you're feeling optimistic. Excitement is wonderful, but discipline protects your future. Every wise financial decision you make today creates greater freedom tomorrow. Continue focusing on long-term security rather than temporary satisfaction. Emotionally, today feels incredibly liberating. Throughout July, you may have carried emotional disappointments more quietly than anyone realized. You smiled even when your heart felt heavy. You encouraged others while privately questioning your own direction. Fortunately, that emotional burden begins lifting today. Instead of dwelling on people who misunderstood you or situations you couldn't control, you begin focusing on everything that still remains possible. That emotional shift, if you're already in a relationship, today encourages adventure. Not necessarily through travel, but through deeper emotional exploration. Spend time talking about dreams, future plans, and experiences you'd like to share together. Relationships become stronger when both people continue growing instead of simply repeating the same routines. Your optimism becomes contagious today, helping your partner see possibilities they may have forgotten. Single Sagittarius natives receive especially beautiful romantic energy. Someone may unexpectedly enter your life through travel, education, work, social events, or even an online conversation. What makes this connection different is the shared sense of curiosity. This person doesn't simply admire who you are today. They inspire who you're becoming tomorrow. Allow the connection to develop naturally. Genuine relationships are never built through pressure. They're built through honesty, laughter. Family life also carries supportive energy throughout today. A conversation with a relative may unexpectedly restore hope regarding a situation that has recently worried you. Someone close may remind you of qualities you've forgotten you possess. Accept those reminders with gratitude. Sometimes the people who love us most see our strength more clearly than we do ourselves. Friendships become equally important. You may reconnect with someone whose presence always encourages you to think bigger. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your growth instead of fearing it. Your future deserves relationships built upon inspiration rather than competition. Physically, your energy gradually increases throughout the day. You may feel a strong desire to move, exercise, travel, or simply spend more time outdoors. Follow that instinct if possible. Nature restores your spirit in remarkable ways. Fresh air, movement, and open spaces remind you that life is much larger than the worries occupying your mind. Spiritually, today's message revolves around faith. Not blind faith, but confident faith. The kind of faith that allows you to continue moving even before every answer becomes visible. The universe has been quietly arranging circumstances throughout July, even during moments when it seemed nothing was happening. Today you begin recognizing small signs that everything has been unfolding exactly as it needed to. As evening approaches, one powerful realization begins settling inside your heart. Your future has never depended on perfect timing. It has always depended on your willingness to keep believing after disappointment. That is exactly what you've done. You continued moving. You continued learning. You continued hoping. And now, life begins responding to that courage. Before today ends, the universe leaves you with one final message. Stop asking whether you're ready. Start asking whether you're willing. Because readiness often arrives only after the journey has already begun. Walk boldly into August. Trust your instincts. Trust your courage. Trust every lesson that July has placed before you. Continue chasing experiences that make you feel alive. Continue believing that your biggest dreams deserve your full attention. Because Sagittarius, the road ahead is far more beautiful than the one behind you. Every step you've taken, every lesson you've learned, every challenge you've survived, has been leading you toward a future far greater than your imagination has allowed you to see. And as July 31st, 2026 quietly comes to an end, the universe reminds you of one unforgettable truth. The greatest adventure of your life isn't somewhere in the distant future. It begins the moment you decide to believe that your best days are still waiting ahead.